What's up, YouTube? Last month I went to AWE in Cali, and one of the main reasons why I went there was to experience the XREAL hands-on. But I also wanted to see the future of AR and XR, where it's going, what kind of tech product we should be expecting. And one of the most exciting products that I got to see and experience and pretty much try hands-on was Unseen Reality's URXR. It's called the URXR One. This glasses is fantastic and it has a lot of capabilities. I'm sure you guys have been seeing some videos, and I want to give you guys my quick 5 minutes hands-on. It can't be a review because I only had about 5 minutes. I want to give you guys my hands-on experience with these glasses and what makes it awesome. Now, before you go pull the trigger, I have some major concerns about these glasses that I'm going to share with you guys in this video. I'm going to talk over some of the videos that I recorded. There wasn't really much. I didn't do it behind the camera, but I mean behind the glasses type of point of views like I usually do. And at the end of the video, I also got to chat with one of my good friends, Eric, who also has a YouTube channel, and we both talk about opinions on these glasses, what he thinks. I asked him what he thinks about these glasses compared to the XREAL. So stay tuned and keep watching if this is something that you are interested in.
It has 90 degrees field of view.
Yes.
Wow.
90-degree diagonal.
90-degree diagonal.
Yes.
And this has 6 depth as well, 6 degrees of freedom, right?
Yes.
So what about when you're in the dark? Does it automatically switch to 3 depth?
Yes.
Okay. They're very light.
Yeah. And since right now the screen at your back head, so I'm gonna change the screen back to your front.
Okay.
So at this point, it's showing me that you can toggle between different modes right from the glasses, such as video pass-through mode, 3 dove, 6 dove, you know, all kinds of stuff you can do right from the glasses.
Is the IPD adjustable?
Yes.
Okay.
The IPD adjustable from 58 to 68.
Okay. Are you able to watch 3D movies with this? Or is this something in the future?
It'll be in the future.
Okay.
The Unseen Reality reminds me of a company called Visor. Visor came out with this, not concept because it was an actual physical product. They came up with these glasses or VR that was in the glasses form factor. They're supposed to be lighter, but it never released. And on their website, it's still pending release and, all that stuff. But what it seems to me is Unseen Reality has done something that Visor couldn't do or is yet to do. So, but then again, even Unseen Reality, it hasn't actually delivered the product yet, but I have tested it. I have seen it in person, and this thing, in my use case, it's awesome. But once again, I only had about 5 minutes, so I don't know in long term how it would work with heat, the fan noise and things like that. But what I can tell you is that what Unseen Reality is doing is bridging the gap between VR and AR style glasses. That way you can have a wide field of view, hand tracking, 3 dove, 6 dove, but still in the glasses form factor without all the extra weight. Now, the downside is you also cannot do the VR things like you'll be able to do on VR headset. But the good thing is, the world is very much, unfortunately, VR is sort of just fading to the back seat, and AR and XR is sort of just taking over. And I am excited for that. People in the VR can rely on Steam frames and stuff like that. But as for us in the AR and XR world, this is good news. This is fantastic. Now, on paper, this thing will give the XREAL a run for its money. In many ways, it's actually superior to the XREAL because of the wider field of view and higher resolution displays. But on paper doesn't always translate to real life experiences. And here are the concerns I have with these glasses, and I wouldn't know for sure until I have it in my hands. Number one is gonna be heat. This glasses is got so much jam-packed into it, and at 93 grams, I'm like, man, there's a lot of tech, a lot of capabilities that is going on with these glasses right now that is all within the glasses itself. So much so they have a built-in fan in it. I'm very impressed that they are able to have such a huge field of view, all this tech in there, and a fan inside the whole headset unit. This is impressive. So my concern is that how hot will it get? And when it does get hot, will that fan be so loud it's gonna be audible to you and distracting? Because that can be a big deal, right? Another concern that I have is, I guess it's not much of a concern, is hand tracking. Hand tracking for something like the Quest or other glasses, other products are great when there's adequate lighting, but when it's dark, hand tracking doesn't work. How does the device itself, how does it work? How does it interact? Is it smart enough to automatically switch? Or is it gonna be one of those where there is like ghost touches, because it's dark and you just can't quite tell? That's another thing. Another concern, well, not much of a concern, but for me, it's a concern. Maybe for a lot of people, it might not be, is the speakers. Now, at the event, it was pretty loud, so I couldn't quite tell what kind of sound quality I was hearing. I want to know, is the sound quality good? Is it decent enough for me to sit in my living room or on the massage chair or on the bus and watch the UFC or watch a movie or watch a TV show or something like that? I would like to have more time with these glasses and just really experience it and see what it's all about. And then the last major concern for me will be productivity. At the event, the team actually showed me their spatial software, which allows you to have multiple windows. That would be great. But how efficient is that PC software? Because for someone like me, when I'm typically doing productivity on my computer, it typically means I'm running DaVinci Resolve or some kind of higher power software. Now, if I have to run that software along with my DaVinci Resolve, my proxy generator, is it gonna kill my computer? You know what I'm saying? Is it gonna drain the battery? Will it lag? Will I be able to do that? Will I even be able to watch Netflix and things like that? Or is the DRM limitation gonna be on the software? I want to know. These are things that I want to be able to answer for myself and for the viewers, but I also won't know any of this until I have it in hand. But the good thing is Unseen Reality is sending me one so that I can get to test it for you guys and see if this is something that you guys would like to pull the trigger on instead of the XREAL.
Now, when is this supposed to come out? When is this scheduled to come out?
We plan to ship it on September.
September?
Yes.
And for how much?
The market resale price is $899.
$899.
But if you're trying to make a reservation right now, you'll get like $200 off.
Okay, so like $699?
Yes.
So now you have something like that has 90 degrees field of view diagonally.
Yeah.
What do you think of this compared to the Aura, being that you've tried it? Because that one has 70.
Yes.
But that one is also going to be lighter. However,
Well,
this one has 6.
To be honest, they're both about the same weights.
Really?
On your face.
Really?
They're both just under 100 grams.
Mm-hmm.
What I'll say though is there's a big difference between video pass-through, like what you got here,
versus
and optical see-through.
Yeah.
So with video pass-through,
there could be a lag
in the environment. There's a lag, but there's also like a little bit of distortion. Like
right.
you're looking at a video signal.
Mm-hmm.
With the optical see-through, you see
right.
what you're seeing. So that's the big difference between the two technologies.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they can get wider field of view because they're actually using a display mounted in front of your eyes,
right? As
opposed to having to go through their waveguides.
Right.
Thing that's also a positive for this type of device is you don't have to worry about that cutoff at the top of your eye.
Right.
Where you do still with the RF device.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's trade-offs to both. This, however, is around $700.
Whereas
ours
that
is going
one
to be around $1,500.
Now, but this thing, so the way it is, it's just the glasses.
Yes.
Whereas with the Aura, it's a glasses and a puck. Yes.
Exactly. So you've got the computer that's running Android XR, dedicated device with the Aura. This is using whatever the source device is.
Right.
Obviously, they've got some software on this PC here that allows them to do
multi-windows.
Allows them to do like a menu that pops up similar to what you see with the in-air pod.
Yeah. Did he say? I heard him say something about Android XR. Was he talking about like maybe in the future? Okay. All right.
Now, if you think the URXR One is awesome, man, there are other glasses that I got to see at AWE that I'm gonna be showing you guys within the next week or couple of weeks. I'm talking about glasses in a regular glasses, like a Ray-Ban style glasses form factor with full color display. Like, I was really impressed. But anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any question, put it down in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.